Hi everyone, how are we going this week? We are in the first week of August now and we are going to be making our first Father's Day card. And that's only because Father's Day is the first Sunday in September here in Australia. So I don't know what time of the year it is in other countries. I think it's in June, but I'm not sure. But there you go. We are doing ours for September because Australia has Father's Day in September. So I am using the new cling stamp set called Capture the Good. This was a $1 million sales set, and I believe it was a Tammy White that designed this set, but I love it. I love it because my husband is a keen photographer. It's his hobby, and so I bought it so I can make cards for male as well as female that likes that. But this is that, and I think you could use this as a Father's Day card or a birthday card. It says it's your day, so it doesn't actually say Father's Day on it anywhere. So that's the set we're going to be using. So let's see what we need. Not very much for this one. We're going to need a piece of thick Whisper White which measures 11 3/4 by 4 1/8, and we're going to score that at 5 7/8. And we're going to need a layer in basic black that measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and we're going to use a piece of designer syrups paper that measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8 for our front, and we're going to use 2 little strips for the inside. This one measures 3/8 of an inch by 5 1/2 inches. This one measures 1/4 of an inch by 5 3/8 of an inch, and we're going to just pop them on top of each other like so. Like so, just to break up the inside. And then we need a piece for us of black and scrap in about 4 1/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches for doing our stamping of our camera on. So we are going to be using the new shimmer white embossing powder. So, and it's so gorgeous. I mean, I don't know if you can see the glittery bits all over that. I think you can just see them. It is just so gorgeous. So we will start our card. Alright, so we've done all our yabbering. Let's talk business now. So, oops, let's move that bit out of the way. We're going to score this, which is our Whisper White piece, at 5 7/8 of an inch. And that's all the scoring we're going to be doing today. So that solved that one pretty quickly. Let's fold that out of the way, and we can pop that out of the way then for a moment. So we will then get on and stamp our camera and emboss that. So I have a piece of scrap paper here that I've folded in half because I find this is the easiest way to do my embossing. So I put my thing on here, card, and I'll use my embossing buddy just to wipe over it, so if there's any fingerprints, greasy marks, it will, and it's anti-static, it stops all of that. So using my Versamark, which is starting to look a bit dirty these days, and my camera stamp, I'm going to, excuse me if my head's in the way, I'm going to make sure he's nicely inked up, and we're going to stamp that onto our piece of card. Okay. Well, yes, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it in there. No, I don't think you can. It's just like a watermark image on there. So we're going to pour our embossing powder over the top, and this is where I find this is the best for me. Okay. Okay, so that's pop that on one side for a moment. I find that I can then just grab this and pour my embossing powder straight back in to my container. Lid on, and it's out of the way. Look at that, how beautiful is that? So we're just going to heat the gun up, excuse me, and it doesn't take too long. I'm going to just heat this embossing powder. Okay, that's all the embossing done. So you can see it wrinkles the paper up everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut this out with our snips. We're just going to cut right around it along the edge. Whoops, sorry if I'm out of the screen a bit here. Just leaving a tiny little bit of the black edge, not much, just the tiniest little bit, so that I don't cut any of the nice beautiful embossed away. I'm sorry if you can hear the people in the background. I did ask everybody to be quiet for half an hour, but they are men. So they're probably watching the footy. Okay, so here's all nicely cut out. Oops, that bit's not cut off. Alright, so we're going to, I think that just needs a tiny bit more heating on that bit there. Yep, that did. So, okay, so that bit's done. So let's pop that on one side and we can get on with the rest of the card. So our stamping, we're going to stamp on our piece of designer series paper. Now this designer series paper is from a set called See a Silhouette. Now I don't have much of this left, and this is what it looks like. It's very, very brightly coloured, but I just thought that, you know, those sort of colours look really good together. So that's See a Silhouette, and that's the last piece I've got of the red one, which is like that on the back. So we're going to use the red side. Oops, let's just pop this out of the way. And we'll bring our piece of scrap paper in again, because we're going to, all our stamping is being done with Memento ink. So we're going to use the It's Your Day stamp, and we're going to stamp, we're going to look where this is going to go. So we're going to start stamping about here. So we're going to stamp It's Your Day, and then the next one is going to be underneath with half of it on and half of it off. The next one, and again right the way through to the end of the paper. And in this case it doesn't matter if it's not straight, or because you know it's not going to show. And I even did so it's off the page, so it looks like it's off the page. And we're going to put Smile in the top corner, so make sure we've got Smile up the right way, because I don't put my labels on mine. And that's the front of our card, all stamped nicely. So we're going to stamp our insert, or inside of our card. Oops, let's get rid of that. Now inside of the card, because this is the thick whisper white, we don't need to put an insert in. So we're just going to stamp our click, and I'm going to put them on an angle all the way down the one side. Look at that, how gorgeous does that look down that side? And it just says snap, click, say cheese, click, snap, click. So let's put our little piece together that goes on the inside, and I just used a little bit of snail kind of thing. It's a Officeworks brand. And we're going to just pop that together onto there, and then we're going to pop that right down here and pop that onto the inside of the card on the right hand side, just to make it look a little bit different down that side. Okay, so that's our insert done. So our outside now just gets stuck together like so. And we're then just going to glue that to the front of the card. This is a very quick and easy card this week for Father's Day. So that's the front of the card onto the front of our piece of cardstock. Bit wonky. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, then we're going to put our camera up on some dimensions, or foam pads in my case, because I find these ones a bit bigger for me and I prefer them a little bit bigger. So let's pop this onto the front of the card, and I'll put him on a nice angle so that I can read the "It's Your Day" here. Okay, so our ribbon that we're going to be using is called Glittered Organza ribbon. This was carried over from last year, so we'll make our bow with our ribbon, if I can get it to go through. I'm not very good at bows on camera. I tend to make them off camera better. Okay. I think he's a little bit big. So, oops, now he's a little bit small. Okay. And we're just going to pop him on the front of the card with a glue dot. And we'll pop him over here. He does look a little bit big, doesn't he? We'll trim him down. There we go. All trimmed down. So there's our card this week, our first Father's Day card in our group. What do you reckon? We're only going to do 3 because the last week of August I'm going to start something else. But how many Father's Day cards do we need? So there's our first Father's Day card. I hope you enjoyed making that with me. I loved it. I love how bright it is, and I know my dad will enjoy that card. So there you go, that's our first Father's Day card, under 15 minutes. So wow, that's what you call a good outcome. So we'll see you again next week with another Father's Day project. So bye for now.